Welcome back to another episode of the InterSystems Data Dialogue podcast. I'm your host, Mike Fuller, and today I'm joined by Tracy Higgins, a senior recruiter at InterSystems. Tracy, welcome.
Hi, Mike. Thank you for having me.
Tracy, you've been with InterSystems for 7 years now, but you haven't always worked in recruitment. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. I started my own business when I was 27 years old, actually. And very quickly, my husband joined the business with me. So we had 2 successful furniture and giftware retail shops in Maidenhead and Reading. And we had those for 15 years. But when the high street started to decline, we decided that we would leave retail for a while and see how it panned out. We were in the fortunate position that we were able to walk away from our leases at that time. I had intended to go back into retail. So my husband and I went in and found jobs, but really retail continued to be very volatile. The internet changed a lot of things on the high street. So my career took me into recruitment. Both of us having good, solid careers, it was too much of a risk to go back to having our own business. So, yeah, I started in a small agency as an office manager and recruiter. And then I moved into a retail head office, Toys R Us, recruiting for over 7 years. And then I moved to InterSystems.
Well, with that kind of background, Tracy, I don't suppose there was much need for you to have much technical know-how, running your own furniture business, giftware shops, then going to recruiting. So you're in the tech industry now, recruiting for the tech industry for InterSystems. How's that been?
So I have to admit to being quite nervous about moving into the tech industry, having no knowledge at all. I needn't have been. So I think recruiting for technical jobs, we have fantastic hiring managers that give me just enough information to enable me to match the candidates to the job, to do a high-level screening call and determine whether they have the skills and the culture fit for us. So actually been an easier transition than I expected it to be.
But what stood out for you joining InterSystems? Was there anything that particularly attracted you?
Yeah, so I immediately identified with the technology that we were selling, well, some of it, so the healthcare side of the business. We've all been patients or know people that are patients or have been. The patient journey and experience is really important. I think when a hospital is working with paper, and you've got somebody that's got an acute need to see somebody and you have to repeat information over and over again, it's a terrible experience and it's a very stressful time. So straight away, I identified with the digitalization of healthcare and how that would improve this. So that was a connection. And then also having worked for a retail company, one of my reasons for leaving Toys R Us was that they had started restructuring, making redundancies, cutting costs. I lost faith in bringing people into the organisation because I wasn't offering them a long-term career. So InterSystems, being privately owned for such a long time, offers stability, and that's something that they pride themselves on as well. So I'm totally confident enticing people away from stable careers into InterSystems and knowing that we offer them a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's a lovely point you're making. I suppose it's about company culture, isn't it? And in your role as a recruiter, I suppose you have a really good understanding of what makes a good company culture.
Yeah. So I think valuing your people and your customers is so important. If you start making a lot of redundancies and restructuring, people worry about their job. They don't see a long-term career. The environment becomes quite toxic and people just think they're going to be the next one to go. So InterSystems isn't like that at all. We've got an amazing group of people working at InterSystems globally. Everyone's so passionate about what they do. And I think that's because the culture rewards the employees for performance, for dedication, for attitude, and everyone helps each other, which is great. And that all rolls through also to our customers. So customer success being at the heart of InterSystems is fantastic. I think there's not many people that have worked for an organisation that has such a focus on customer success and put so much effort into them getting everything they can from our technology.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. This vision, focus and passion for long-term customer success is so important. So in terms of our overall tenure, I think it's about 9 years. So I think that's quite rare in the tech industry. What do you think is the secrets that keep employees staying with us for so long?
People listen to you. It's a very open door environment. It's a very flat structure, which some people are looking for very clear career development. They want to know where they'll be in 2 years, 5 years. InterSystems isn't quite so much like that, but people will listen to you. They'll hear you. They'll take on board your ideas. And we bring really intelligent people into InterSystems. So it's great that we actually listen to what they say as well. So people carve very niche careers out in InterSystems, which may not be the normal career they'd have had if they'd joined a big corporate. So I think also there's a big community feel at InterSystems. So we see our partners and customers, just their success is an extension of our own. So everyone's really committed to doing their best.
So finally, any special advice would you give to potential candidates for InterSystems?
Yeah, I think probably primarily InterSystems because of our process. I'd say try your best to get hired. Don't be put off by our process. It's really worth the determination to pass our tests and go through our very lengthy interview process, because you do get to join quite a unique organisation. Our process is long, but it enables the candidates to find out so much about the company and the people before they even join, so that they can make up their mind if the culture's right for them as well. So I don't think you get the opportunity to join a company like InterSystems every day. And they're open to bringing people in from all areas, all ages, all backgrounds. I was 52 when I was hired, and I was so excited to have joined a company that I really felt it was the first company that would really value me. So my advice is, if you want to work with amazing people that have a real passion for improving the future with data and analytics, then you should really try your best to join InterSystems.
Oh, that's brilliant. You know, one thing I'd just like to say to listeners is that more than one candidate have come up to me and said how grateful they were to you, Tracy, for not just helping them in the pre-joining and as they joined, but definitely afterwards you followed up. They were deeply grateful. They really felt that you tried to help them on board, and that is a great thing. So thank you. Please keep that up. Thank you, Tracy. Really appreciate that conversation. Really good insight into recruitment, and you yourself as well, and the value that you bring to InterSystems. Very much appreciated. And thanks to all our listeners for the Data Dialogue podcast. I hope to have you tuning in again next time. Thank you.